What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of P5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going over both Haru as well as Mont, seeing who to really summon for, seeing they're the next two characters coming up after Cherish. So if you guys are interested in this, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get straight into it. Now, both of these characters here, they are going to be the next two characters to come after Cherish. So what better time to bring this up than now? Seeing that technically that's only about like a few days for Haru and then a good like 2 more weeks after for Mont. Now both of these characters are going to excel in their own type of suspects, or their subjects, sorry, their own type of subjects being AoE as well as the single target side of things. There are some things though that a lot of you guys need to know before going ahead and choosing who you want to pull. Now I already know majority of these guys are going to be pulling for Haru. Heck, most likely I might be as well, just because who doesn't want to pull for the original Phantom Thieves? But of course there are a lot of you guys who have asked, is it going to be better to go ahead and pull for Mont? And the TLDR for this is, it honestly just depends on what you need. Whether you need a single target DPS or an AoE DPS is honestly up to you and to see how your account progress. Though there is a little bit of a constant single target aspect here, which you guys will know a little bit more about inside the video. But let's break things first down. When it does come down to both of these characters, they're both in their niche little areas. Usually don't use Haru unless of course you're doing some small general content, and other than that you're usually just using her for side related content. She is the only side DPS inside of this aspect here, so it does make her have a lot more worth, especially when you're thinking of it in that way. But the same thing kind of goes for our Mont here. Mont is the first character that is a hybrid character that both works for wind and ice. The thing about her is she is the only single target ice that we do have, beside of course her 4-star variant, and then she is also our first single target 5-star. Now this is going to be for the 5-star wind area. I should have specified that there, but this is going to be a huge thing for the wind side, because the only other single target that we do have is our man Lorette here, and although he's insanely good, Mont is also pretty darn good as well, but she comes with her own downsides, in which sometimes can be lack of crit or certain little upgrades than that, and sometimes it does hold her back a lot here. But still, they both still are good in their own ways. So now that we've at least dignified or acknowledged that it just depends on if you really need an AoE character or a single target character, let's talk about the characters themselves and what they really do need. When it comes down to the awarenesses, neither character actually do need their awarenesses themselves. They're more as like add-ons. For example, when it does come down to our Haru here, her first awareness allows her to get this follow-up, really, and it's what really makes her the best that she can be. Now it also can try to make your rotations a little bit quicker, but really, in all honesty, you don't need it. It's more of a quality of life thing here. And for some of my English players who of course obviously want to see how everything does work here, just so you guys can read it for yourselves, it is on lafel.net, and let's go ahead and pull this on up for you guys just so we have it ready. But on lafel.net, pretty much all you can see is the broken Rococo dress here. A new enemy appears, she automatically will use her skill 1 technically, and then for every one enemy with a sight, she increases her attack by 8%, going to 24%, and her gun is now able to have a crit rate percent of 6% up to 18%. So she mainly gets the crit rate, and that's what we really look for, but other than that, she's just getting like a follow-up attack, and that's pretty much about it. Now granted, this is more of a quality of life thing. You do not need that first A1, and that's what's good about it. Now the same can technically be said when it does come down to Mont as well. Let me put my thing back to how I had it, but the same can technically be said when we look at Mont as well. She's one of the few characters that you really don't need her awareness 1 as well. In fact, I don't even have it at all, because I just didn't see a need to really get it, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. But if you guys want to know exactly what this does here, if we go ahead and go back to our lovely lafel.net, Elegy of Water pretty much allows her to gain Morning Crystal Dew, or at least a Morning Dew Crystal. Now if you guys don't know exactly what this does, it's pretty much a part of her kit, where whenever she's able to do this, she then can end up following up later on in her skills, right? When she does this follow-up, it's going to deal an immense amount of damage here, and she will need to consume some of these 2 crystals here. But every time we have that one Morning Dew Crystal or Frost Crystal, we're able to open a mid-spring domain. Mid-spring domain as well as the winter night domain is coming from her skill 3, which is pretty much this area where you're able to now dedicate a follow-up damaging move while also being able to increase a little bit of everything that you're going for. So like when it comes down to the wind side, when we use our mid-spring domain, we're able to then of course change our skills form itself and deal more damage with that said skill. I think for the wind side, it like mainly specializes on multi-hits, while for the ice side, it specializes on a single target hit, but it allows you to get more defense inside of that domain. So for the skill 1 or the A1 here, it also increases your follow-up damage by 8%. And this is whenever you have more of these morning dew crystals. So seeing that you can actually gain these really quick, you are boosting up your actual follow-up damage, and it can go to a maximum of 40%. This is a nice little addition that she does have with her A1, but truly isn't necessary. So both characters will not need their A1s perform. They both are actually pretty darn good with just their regular A0, which is a huge thing. Now where the actual define, or at least the real time of whether you need to pick this character, comes down to their weapon. Weapons here is a little bit different. Some people may say that Mont's weapon is a must-have. I honestly think that you don't really need it. It's actually amazing for her, and the reason why it's so good for her is because it does provide some of the skill effects that you do need on this character. Without it, it does make her a little bit weaker, seeing that you're getting more of the attack percentage. You're also helping out more of her morning dew crystals, which is always great. If we go ahead and take a look at Lefel right here, you're able to even see it. You're getting yourself some nice attack, your crit rate's increasing, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people really recommend this, but also your damage dealt is increasing whenever you're in the domain. The only reason why I don't see this too much as a necessity is because at least the 4-star weapon, we are missing out on the crit rate, but we can make up that with our weapon, or at least with our artifacts. So that's not always going to be a huge deal. Another thing that you can make up a little bit of this damage for is either using Phoebe or going ahead and using Futaba. If you have Futaba's A1, that gives you some extra crit rate to play with, so you don't technically need to use this 5-star weapon. The 4-star weapon itself gives you an attack percent, and it also allows you to take advantage over your morning dew crystal and frost crystals, but it only is upgrading your attack percentage 10 times. So this is going to be around like 30.3% of attack that you're going to get out of that, plus the extra attack on top of it being 24%. So you're only getting an over amount of attack bonuses, not really going to get anything else. The 5-star weapon is providing you technically 3 different stats, being damage dealt, crit rate, and attack percentage. So it's a reason why a lot of people want you to get it, but I truly don't think this is going to be worth it. I'm going to have a video actually showcasing the difference between her 5-star weapon and her 4-star weapon, so look out for that, and I'll have actual numbers for you guys. But right now I would say her weapon is pretty skippable. The only difference here is for Haru, we can't really say this is the same for her. Reason why I say this is because Haru truly scales a ton off her weapon. Her weapon itself is providing EHR, or element accuracy here, and this is one of the few things that truly does make this character insane. If you do have the weapon, you can easily manipulate your stats with your cards and easily be able to build your team around it. So go ahead and taking a look at Lefel once again here. The holy peon here, or said peon, god dang it, whatever, you guys know what I mean. But this weapon right here allows you to increase your EHR, which is the element accuracy, by 36%. Well, the key part about this is based on her element accuracy, she then is able to get a more attack based on this here. And this allows you to deal some crazy damage. Now, the other good part about this is when possessing a sight, you increase your side damage dealt by 24%. Well, lucky for us, her A1 can proc sights if you go for it, but also the A0 based on the skill 1 also can proc these sights. These sights are going to allow you to get way more attack percent damage off here. And for the A1, it's also allowing you to get some lovely crit rate off of it here. So you're able to get attack percent immediately with the A0 just by having these sights procced, which allows you to then get an increased side damage dealt by 24%. If you're A1, you get that attack percent, the side damage dealt, and the crit rate, so it really values this weapon a lot. Another good thing about this is every time we do use a customization, which is another thing inside of her kit, she will increase her attack again by 34%, which is a huge increase compared to what you can get with her 4-star weapon. Now, her 4-star weapon can't nearly make up for this damage, and that's because the 4-star weapon only, of course, gives out attack percent by 24%, and every enemy who's under a debuff ailment will increase her attack and EHR. Well, the problem is her EHR is already increasing her attack a lot, and the amount of attack that we get just from increasing her EHR is only 18%. It's not nearly as much as you're getting on the 5-star weapon, and truly you don't want to have to build so much EHR inside of her kit, because you want to be able to cap out. With the 5-star weapon, you're easily raising that cap and actually capping out a little bit earlier, meaning you can invest all of your things into crit damage, crit rate, and so on and so forth to make this character an absolute nuke. Doesn't matter who you're with at this point, you can just make her nuke with a improper team and it'll still stinking work. But the good part about this is with this weapon too, in the future, you can start playing around with your teams and you don't really have to use everyone who has purely EHR stat effects. You can actually start moving some of them out, seeing you will already hit your EHR cap, making sure you're dealing the most damage with Haru overall. So this weapon is definitely like a must summon weapon, which can be a con to most people, but I would definitely say is a plus when it does come down to her. Now, the last few things that we need to talk about here is just going to come down to her stat effects, or at least getting her teams in general. For her, it's not really the most difficult thing with Haru. A lot of us have already pulled for her characters, and she does have a couple substitutes. If you guys don't know the substitutes for her team here, be sure to go ahead and check out my video I did yesterday. I'll probably have it linked at the top left on this video, so be sure to check it out. It should be at this time period. But when it comes to her, she has a lot of substitutes that aren't too bad. As for Mont is in a interesting degree of places. Now, her team isn't all too hard to build. In fact, you can just really use Leon and be perfectly fine. You can probably use Cord still with her, because then you're spamming your highlights that you need to. But where the character does kind of have its little shaky point is she's a good advocate for Phoebe. The main deal with her is by having multiple of that same element. Of course, she's going to start in a said aspect or start in a said element herself. But another thing about this is whenever you're using the same elements with her, she needs that extra attack percent. She needs all of those things, and Phoebe is able to provide this. So usually you're going to be using her. But if you're a person who wants to use your Futaba, this is where things get a little bit complicated. Because now in the future, you're going to have to pull for a couple characters, such as being the Wind Vast, which everyone is already going to be pulling for, as well as our girl Howler. Both of these characters aren't really bad, but they are by each other immediately. So if you really wanted to take advantage over Mont, you will have to, of course, summon for some characters that are right after her, which can be a little bit of a problem. Though she does still have her substitutes being like Leon and Cord that are still really good. So I mean, like, either way, it honestly just comes up to you what you want to use. But I would rather use Cord into one of my other stronger teams instead of investing it into a single target character that truly just needs a little bit extra oomph to work. Now, we've talked about everything that we need to talk about with both of these said characters here. Let's go ahead and give our final verdict. When it comes down to who to summon for, my main thing is saying just go for Haru. Haru is going to be the person that I feel like is the most worth it here. Not to mention her gimmick is not that hard to really build. As long as you have EHR, you're going to be perfectly fine, and she does have a longer standpoint than most of the characters inside the game. As for Mont's actual lasting, or at least lasting here, she's more of a general character. If you're new to the game, or if you're a person who just genuinely likes her, then you'll go ahead and pull for her. Reason being is because now you're able to cover two attributes, being both wind and ice, while also allowing yourself to have a little bit more playroom. If you're on the ice side, you're getting more ice defensive techniques, while if you're on the wind side, you're being way more aggressive and having way more damaging, which makes this character pretty unique. But at the same time, it's not truly needed because our man Floret over here can pretty much do what she does pretty easily if you have him pretty dang good built, or said pretty way too much. God dang it, just goodly built or properly built. You will be able to easily do how much damage she can deal. But besides that said point, that's just my opinion on it. Who to summon for, go for whoever your heart desires, to be honest, and whatever you need. But keep in mind, single targets, Kazumi is right around the corner. She's not going to be taking no for an answer. So if you go for Mont, you know that Kazumi's right there. Until next time, everybody, peace out.